who are looking for volunteers to help change lives.
Yes, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Middle Tennessee do great work, inspiring and encouraging kids to be their best selves. And the best part, they have a good time while doing it too. We're here with Whit, a current mentor, and Sarah, a youth board member and former Little. Welcome in, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. We're on the hunt, Whit, for more people like you. Tell us what led you to be part of this and what your experience has been like.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I grew up with a single mother. My father passed away when I was little, and so I had to lean heavily on mentors growing up, and still do to this day, and I've just always wanted to pay it back. And I got matched with my little brother 6 years ago when he was 10, and now he's 16, awesome. And we've been having lunch together every week for the last 6 years. So it's like the highlight of my week every month.
That's so important. I love that relationship. And Sarah, I know that you have been in that position. Yes. You're a former Little. You now work for the company, yes. Which is awesome. I should say nonprofit. What was your experience like? Why did you get involved?
Absolutely. I always say it was a by chance thing. Basically, my high school was a part of one of their pilot programs for in-school mentorship. So I kind of stumbled into it by accident, and it was literally the biggest blessing. As soon as I got matched, that process was really awesome with Miss Becky, and we have really been together ever since. I obviously graduated out of the program a little bit ago, but we're still in contact, and she's not my big on, for Big Brothers Big Sisters anymore, but she's still my mentor and my big in my everyday life.
Oh, I love to hear that. Well, speaking of the matching process, you said that was great. What does that look like? How does it work?
Yeah, so essentially my experience was slightly different with the e-mentoring program, but all of them are very similar. Initially, a big, someone who feels emboldened and empowered to sit down with the youth will submit their interests. They'll go through, give a basic profile, and then they'll get the same thing from a Little. Most of our Littles on the waiting list are looking for a big right now, at least. Mm-hmm. And they also have a profile. We'll match those, look at all the different interests and basically geographic location, so you're not going too far out of your way. And then they get to meet for the first time. I would say that first time meeting is so impactful. When I first met Becky, I was like, who is this lady? And then we talked for like 30 minutes, and I was like, wow, now she's my best friend. And ever since then, it's just been like that. So every single match goes through that first meeting process. If you mix and match and vibe, you'll get put together and move on to your match process. And sometimes you don't get off on the first meeting and match up together, but they will find the perfect match for you and the Little. Both people will say, hey, I love this, or maybe I don't like this, and you'll find another person to match with. And then if you do vibe together, you'll just move on in the process.
How wonderful. And I saw that 90% of Littles say that their big is a stable and supportive adult in their life, which is so important as kids grow up. What would you say to anyone out there who is considering potentially being a big?
They have several different programs to cater to your schedules, and it's, whatever you're able to give. And I would say that it is so impactful and so fulfilling, and couldn't recommend it enough.
And I would say a lot of things that I hear from future bigs, maybe they don't know they're going to be, or maybe they're in the process of signing up, is that they're a little unsure on whether or not they have anything to give. And that is the biggest thing. I shut down immediately. You as a human being have something to give, whether that's time, whether that's energy. There's no specific skill that a big has to come ready and prepared with. And if you think like, I don't know what I would even talk about, we have resources for that. And I would just say the biggest thing you can bring is time and energy to a young person's life.
Yes.
And I know Big Brothers Big Sisters has been providing this mentorship opportunity for 55 years. It's outstanding, truly. Your story is inspirational. Your story is inspirational. Is there another one outside that is extra memorable that one of you could share?
Yeah, I actually, when we first started meeting 6 years ago, whenever I would go visit, my little brother's grades were not the best. I would go pull him out of detention, and fast forward 6 years later, he's a basketball star. We walk around campus, everyone's yelling his name, and his grades are doing really well. And not that I have I like to think I have a minor role in that, but
sure
just watching the growth and development has been phenomenal.
That's wonderful.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I can definitely speak from my personal experience. When I first met Becky, I was trying to navigate which college I was going to go to. And as a first-gen student, that's always something kind of harrowing. And Becky really was the person who sat me down and made me write out my pro-con list, go through my options. And with her, I was able to pick the university that was best for me financially, emotionally, mentally. Without her, I'm not sure that I would have made as sound of a decision in that process. And that just goes to show different stages of life. Often kids need to be met where they're at, and that's why this program is so cool. All the different options that they offer, they meet kids at various stages of their lives.
So amazing. Thank you both. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you all.
Thank you for sharing your story. This is the year where you can step up and make a difference. To help out and learn more, visit mentorakid.org.